Get cash back and exclusive savings when you shop online using Ebates and receive a $10 welcome bonus. Follow the link in the description. Hey, what's up, people? Pizzal here, and today I want to talk to you guys about the new Umbrella Entertainment Blu-ray release for Dario Argento's Suspiria. Now, this is the 40th anniversary 4K Blu-ray of the film from Umbrella Entertainment. This is going to be mostly a review of the Blu-ray, but I definitely want to spend some time talking about the film itself. Now, a few years ago for a series I did entitled In Argento Halloween, I did a full in-depth review of Suspiria. So for a full in-depth review of the film, definitely go over and check out that video. But I would be remiss to only talk about the Blu-ray in this video because Suspiria is a masterpiece. It is one of the most renowned horror films ever made, and it is deservedly so, because Suspiria is a one-of-a-kind experience. It is an absolute experience kind of movie. It is a movie that is a blitzkrieg of color, a blitzkrieg of violence, a blitzkrieg of sound. It's a film that hits you on just about every, it's a movie that hits just about every sense. It's unfortunate that the movie didn't come with smell-o-vision, or otherwise it would have hit you on every sense. This is a great movie. I'm not really going to go into specifics regarding the plot of the film. I'm going to assume that most of you guys have already seen the film. If you've not, I'll try and be as spoiler-free as possible with this discussion of Suspiria. But I can vividly remember the first time I saw Suspiria many, many years ago. I rented it on VHS. I took the movie home. I'd heard the hype, and even having heard the hype, nothing could have prepared me for the first 15 or 16 minutes of this movie. The opening sequence of Suspiria is absolutely intense, and I'd seen a lot of slasher movies up to this point in my life, and that's kind of more or less what I was expecting with Suspiria, a murder mystery slasher type movie. But nothing could have prepared me for how unrelenting the opening sequence of Suspiria is. We're talking about a 15 or 16 minute sequence, by the way, that just does not let up. Nothing could have prepared me for how exquisitely photographed and how beautiful this film was. The set design, the production design, just the overall color palette for this film. You have such deep, beautiful colors in this movie. I've never seen a movie this colorful. And this was a movie that came out 40 years ago. And the music in the film it's this avant-garde combination of loud drums, hissing, screaming, just really off-putting, a really off-putting score. And the opening sequence in which a woman is murdered. Again, having seen 1,000,001 slasher movies up to this point, I'd never seen a murder this expertly choreographed. And I know that sounds a bit morbid, but again, just the way the scenes were framed, the lighting, the color, how graphic it was. And I don't just mean graphically violent, but I mean just from a cinematic point of view. I was blown away. I was absolutely blown away by this film, and that was only the first 15 or 16 minutes of it. Suspiria, and it can't be overstated just how much of a beautiful film this is. This is a film like none other. From a visual point of view, from a technical point of view, this movie it's art. I think that's what Argento wanted to do with Suspiria, was he wanted to take his love of art and somehow make a film as artfully composed as, you know, a great piece of art that you'd see in a museum, as far as the colors in the film, as far as him not wanting to use, he didn't want any two shots in the film to be exactly the same. We're talking about a lot of shots in this movie, and Argento did not want a single shot to resemble any other in the film. He wanted every shot to be its own unique tapestry. From a technical point of view, this movie is flawless. This movie is a piece of art, period. From the point of view of a horror film, as I said, it's graphically violent, as with most Argento films. It's not as graphically violent as some of Argento's more straightforward giallo murder mystery type films, but you've definitely got a lot of blood flow going in this movie. But this is definitely a film that's, I don't want to say it's all about the style, but it kind of is. The story is very simple. It's very just sort of, you know, it's very much like a fairy tale. It's a very dark, very morbid kind of fairy tale. But, yeah, I mean, I can't say enough about Suspiria. This movie is a masterpiece. This is Argento's masterpiece. And in a filmography comprised almost entirely of masterpieces, he had an awesome run of about 20 years where just one movie after another was an out-and-out classic. Suspiria rises above them all because this was Dario Argento at the height of his power, at the height of him being a cinematic artist. And I just can't say enough good things about this movie. I cannot say enough good things about Suspiria. And I'm glad that Suspiria is getting, you know, this kind of a release, a 40th anniversary release, a brand new 4K transfer of the movie. I know we've all been anxiously and patiently awaiting that Synapse Films Blu-ray release with the 4K transfer that was in theaters back around Halloween. I've heard nothing but great things about that transfer. The transfer on this disc from Umbrella Entertainment, it is a 4K restoration done by a German lab using the original 35 millimeter celluloid for Suspiria. And I can tell you that the picture quality and the sound quality on this release from Umbrella Entertainment are fantastic. The colors in this film, and again, I cannot stress how beautiful this film is. The colors, the deep reds, the deep blues, the golds, they just jump right off the screen at you. They pop. And it's an exquisite looking movie that deserves this kind of exquisite Blu-ray release. So from a picture quality standpoint, from a sound quality standpoint, this release is superb. As far as special features, this thing is absolutely loaded. First up, we get Suspiria, told by Dario Argento. It's 27 minutes and 14 seconds in length. It's an interview with Argento and Nick Vivarelli on Suspiria's 40th anniversary. Argento discusses the inspirations behind Suspiria and his desire to not make any more thriller or detective story type giallo movies, but to make a more expressionistic horror film about witches and witchcraft. Argento discusses his use of colors in the film and how brightly he had to light the sets to really bring out those colors to the point where the actors would be nearly blinded by the lights. Argento discusses his desire to make a movie with no two similar shots, and that he created his shot list for the film with that in mind. Argento discusses casting an old woman straight out of a nursing home to play the part of Elena Marcos, the head witch at the academy. Argento discusses originally wanting characters in the film to be 10, 12, or 13 years old, but that the distributor, for obvious reasons, objected. Argento discusses casting Jessica Harper in the film, working with Goblin on the film's score, and how critics responded to Suspiria when it was initially released. Very nice, informative interview with Dario Argento here, nearly half an hour in length. Next up, we've got the 25th anniversary Suspiria documentary. It's 51 minutes and 49 seconds in length. It includes interviews with Dario Argento, co-writer Daria Nicolodi, actors Jessica Harper, Stefania Cassi, Udo Kier, director of photography Luciano Tivoli, and Claudio Simonetti, and Agostino Marangolo of Goblin. They discussed the inception of the film, the screenplay, the locations, the casting, working with Dario Argento, the score, and much, much more. Again, nearly 1 hour in length documentary all about the making of Suspiria. Very, very informative. Next up, we have an exclusive interview with Dario Argento from 2004. It's 21 minutes and 15 seconds in length. Argento discusses how he wanted Suspiria to be a radical departure from his filmmaking style and explore the horror genre with a story about witches, and how he visited regions of Europe known to be hotspots for witchcraft. Argento discusses location scouting, the color palette, using a special, very low sensitivity film stock made by Kodak to achieve the vibrant colors in the film. Argento discusses casting the film, editing the film in just 10 days, the score, as well as odd occurrences that occurred during the filming of Suspiria. Again, very nice, informative interview with Dario Argento, 21 minutes and 15 seconds in length. Next up, we have Fear at 400 Degrees, the Cine Excess of Suspiria. It's 34 minutes and 56 seconds in length. It includes Xavier Mendick, director of Cine Excess, film critic Kim Newman, film theorist Dr. Patricia McCormick, and others, including Argento himself. They break down Suspiria, its themes and cinematic elements, as both an avant-garde art film and a violent giallo. Very nice. Extra there. Next up, we have An Eye for Horror. It's 56 minutes and 57 seconds in length. It is an excellent documentary about the films of Dario Argento, featuring interviews with John Carpenter, William Lustig, Asia Argento, George Romero, and many, many more. It chronicles both Argento's personal and professional life, his inspirations, working under Sergio Leone before striking out on his own, his incredible rise to prominence, his successes, his failures, and much, much more. This is an excellent, excellent documentary about Dario Argento. It premiered in the early 2000s. I first saw it on IFC. Great documentary about Dario Argento here. Nearly 1 hour in length. Great documentary. Next up, we have Dario Argento's World of Horror. It's 1 hour, 10 minutes, and 48 seconds in length. It's a documentary from 1985 chronicling Argento's filmography up to that point in time, featuring interviews with Argento and others, as well as behind-the-scenes footage from Tenebrae and Phenomena. Very nice. We have an image gallery. We have an international theatrical trailer for the film, a U.S. theatrical trailer for the film, a TV spot, radio spots, and a Dario Argento trailer reel. This is a loaded Blu-ray for Suspiria from the fine folks over at Umbrella Entertainment. Lots and lots of extras on here for you to sink your teeth into. A great 4K transfer of the film. The sound quality, the picture quality are both fantastic. And this is the 40th anniversary of Suspiria. If you've not seen Suspiria, I did not do it any justice discussing it at the beginning of this video, I feel like, because it's the kind of movie that you just have to experience it. If you've not seen Suspiria, by all means, go out and check out Suspiria. This Blu-ray would be a great way to introduce yourself to the film. If you are a fan of Suspiria, by all means, you definitely need to look into picking up this Blu-ray from Umbrella Entertainment and adding it to your collection. I'll put a link to their website down in the description. Please share with me your thoughts on Suspiria down in the comments section below. As always, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you're not following me on social media, those links are in the description. They're also right around here. You guys have a great one. Take care. And until next time, peace. Join the $1 a month club and help support my channel on Patreon. Thank you to my current patrons, Turi Delamore, Farron Sutton, Jeremiah Lambert, and Derek Jana. Say hello to the internet, Jeremy.
Hello to the internet.